What's going on, guys? July is going by very, very fast. Um, Hope everybody's doing okay. Um, I want to talk about something that's so dumb, and I'm not gonna make this a long, drawn out video, but I want to talk about men who claim they don't need sex. I want to say this for the record. As a man, you're supposed to be deviant. As a man, you're supposed to be promiscuous. As a man, you're supposed to be lustful. Growing up in church, they would always say that, because the Bible says that if you look at a woman in a sexual way, you've already committed a sin. But let's be honest here. As a man, you got needs and desires. And I feel men out there who preach no-fap, men who preach as a man, you don't need sex. I feel those types of men are playing themselves. They're playing themselves very hard because as a man, you know for a fact you need sex. Sex is a need for a man. So guys that I hear talking about, oh, you don't need sex as a man, you guys are seriously in denial, because as a man, you definitely need sex. And guys who preach the no-fap stuff, you guys are just asinine and dumb. I mean, that's just asinine and dumb. I mean, no-fap, all men do it anyway. I mean, you a man, for crying out loud. I just don't understand why you have certain men who try to play themselves and make it seem like I'm focused on my purpose. I don't care about sex. You do care about sex. Stop playing yourself. I feel as a man, you got to be real with yourself. One thing I always liked about Baraka McCray, and one of the reasons to why I used to like speaking with him, the dude may have had autism or whatever, but he was a very brilliant guy. And he was always honest with himself. He would go out in public and tell people that he was a POS. Now I would tell him, you don't go out in public telling people stuff like that because no one cares. Some stuff you want to keep to yourself. But one thing I always loved about Nick is that he was an honest type of dude. And I notice as the years go on and as time goes on, it's hard to find people who are just real and just say what's on their mind. Like you got some people that just get their feathers rubbed the wrong way just by you saying, just by you saying something that ain't even offensive. Like you got some people that'll get their feathers rubbed the wrong way by you saying, you'll sell your soul. Plenty of people have sold their soul, and they've reaped all the good blessings that come along with it. So I just noticed that we live in an era where people just like to they get in their feelings too easy, and they get offended by things they shouldn't get offended by. But I understand that the truth offends people, and a lot of people can't handle the truth. But as a man, if you sitting around telling yourself you don't need sex, you lying to yourself. See, as a man, you need to grow a pair, and you need to start being honest with yourself. See, the problem with a lot of men is they not honest with themselves. They not real with themselves. A lot of men lie to themselves because they want to, I guess, protect that pathetic, weak ego that they got. But as a man, you're a human being. You desire women. You desire companionship. You desire intimacy. You desire all of that. So sitting up there telling yourself that you don't need sex as a man, you're an idiot, you know, because what's the point in you sitting up there lying to yourself? I mean, what is lying to yourself doing? How is that benefiting you? Sitting up there telling yourself, I don't need no sex, you know, when you're about to splooge in your pants. I mean, come on now. Like dudes got to stop lying to themselves. Dudes got to stop the gimmicks. They got to stop the games. As a man, you have to be real with yourself. Stop the cap. That's why when I hear dudes talk about, I don't need sex. I'm focusing my energy on other things. You capping hard. You know, you are capping hard. You know, um, a lot of guys, they just want to continue to live a lie. But the question is, how long are you gonna live a lie? I mean, before you know it, you're gonna be an old man. Are you gonna be 40, 50 years old still lying to yourself? I mean, come on now. As the years go by, as time goes by, you got to start being honest. I mean, because none of us are getting any younger. You're getting older. And the older you get, you got to stop the line. You got to stop the games, you know? So dudes out here talking about they don't need no sex, you capping. And dudes out here preaching this no-fap stuff, they capping too. That's a bunch of garbage and foolishness. And the thing that blows me away is that the older that you get, you have to just be real about certain stuff. Like, what's the point in continuing to lie to yourself and you getting older year by year? You're going to be an old man still lying to yourself, still telling yourself that same garbage that you've been telling yourself for years. I mean, at some point, it's got to stop. It's got to stop at some point. At some point, you got to take your head out of your behind. And that's why I would never lie to myself as a man and tell myself I don't need sex or I don't need intimacy. I mean, what's the point in lying to yourself? I mean, I mean, like, just be real. Sometimes, I have to remind myself, sometimes you can be a little too real for some people. And a lot of people can't handle the amount of realness that you spitting. So they want to get in their feelings. They want to get in their feelings. But any man that's sitting around telling himself, I'm focused on my purpose, I'm not focused on women, I'm not focused on sex, I'm not going to watch X-rated videos, you playing yourself. Because as a man, all of the things that I just listed, that's what you're supposed to be indulging in. As a man, you're supposed to indulge in those activities. Growing up going to church, they would always tell you as a man, you shouldn't look at a woman in a lustful way. You shouldn't watch X-rated videos. That's all nonsense. Because as a man, that is the kind of behavior that you're supposed to indulge in. That's what I had to realize. As a man, you're supposed to be deviant. As a man, you're supposed to be promiscuous. I mean, you're a man, for crying out loud. So, to end this presentation, dudes, if you constantly telling yourself that you don't need sex, you are seriously lying to yourself and you're hurting yourself. So that's all I want to say about this. You guys have a great day. Just always remember that a lie does not set you free. Have a good one now.